Hello. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon from San Miguel. It's 6 o'clock for me. So I am here. I am Michelle for Casa Elm, located in San Miguel de Allende, which is in central Mexico. I help individuals who are interested in relocating, visiting, doing a group event, seeing San Miguel without going it alone. I call us the soft landing experience in Mexico, in this part of Mexico, because there are others doing similar type things that can really help you out as well. So I am excited as always to talk to you all. It's Wind Down Wednesday. Today I'm drinking water. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's been a very busy week. I have my relocation tour, all the good things. And so I just wanted to get on tonight and talk to you all. I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks before our Move to Mexico conference kind of talking to you about very specific things that have to do with moving to Mexico. And if there are any topics that are of interest to you, please be sure to let us know. Drop them in the comments. Really and truly, we're here to just kind of help you get educated on the process, get you on the straight and, narrow of how to do it without making a lot of mistakes and without blowing your budget, all the things. So this is why Move to Mexico conference is really a great start, and we'll get into that. Before I do all of that, I just want to say I run Casa Elm. This is my guest house space. I'm sitting in it. I am the host, owner, founder of this space. I absolutely enjoy all the amazing people who come through. I have a relocation tour this week, and there are 3 beautiful ladies here. They are out touring the town. They did not know each other before they got here on Saturday, and it's like sisterhood is like this, okay? It's so beautiful to see. We've been spending a whole lot of time together, so we'll get into a little bit more about that a little bit later. I want to say welcome to Shauna. Good evening. Glad you made it. Hi, Burning Sky. I feel like I haven't seen you for a little bit. Hola. Same to you. Hi, Carol. How are you? We're ready for you. Welcome. Hey, Dee. Buenas noches. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Thank you so much. Decided to put my pink lipstick on today. Thank you. Watching from Florida. Yes, let everyone know where you're watching and checking in from. Please go ahead and have your side chats. I'm good with that. If I see any questions, I will address them. So before we get into the topic, I definitely want to share with you our ongoing things that are happening here in San Miguel. Can I just tell you that San Miguel is on fire right now? For so many reasons. People are coming, people are moving, single moms are moving. I'm a single mom, so it's super relatable. I will talk a little bit about that, why I feel that it's really a good idea. So let me just make a note. I want to put it at the top, so I'll just say why it's a good idea, in my opinion. We have families coming, couples coming. It is just off the chain right now, okay? I just have to say that. And Stephanie and Rashida are in town, so we're supposed to be connecting with them. They're gonna do a kind of like an unplanned meetup, I guess. So I think they're doing some stuff tonight. I'm gonna do this and then cater to my kiddo, but I will be present tomorrow. And Friday, I'm actually having a farewell dinner at my house, which I do for all of my relocation guests. That's like the last day where the guests get to sit down, have dinner, and I always invite other locals, either people who have already done my program and are living here, and or just, individuals I know. I mean, I know a lot of people, but I like to connect others with the people that are here and like the like personality types and things, so that they can really have a friend and numbers and contacts and things when they leave, and feel very encouraged to come back. So this week has been so beautiful. I just have to say that these three ladies they're almost kind of like they've known each other for a long time. It's just really beautiful to see that. So I'm very excited. And hey Dee, hey Kay, actually. Hi Kay, how are you? You're checking in from Chicago. Hey Chi-Town, welcome. So it's just growing. Things are really taking off here. I just feel like the energy is really hype right now for all the different things. People are just excited, I think, to be not just in this space, but in Mexico, starting new chapters. So if all of this sounds good to you, please visit my website, casaelm.com. You can go to the events page and you can see what's coming. I'm going to list some of those things shortly. You can see what's coming. You can also do a consultation if you need help mapping out your blueprint, if you want to even talk about how I started my business. Someone asked me a question about that on a Facebook page that I joined this week, and got a whole lot of like interest. So I'm grateful to that group. I think it's Black Women Living Abroad Facebook page. So I'm going to give them a shout out for creating this space for Black women in general. But what I wanted to say, someone asked me, was it difficult to get started with my business or a business? And what I want to say is, I don't feel that was difficult. I feel that it's tedious. And there's a difference between the two. It just means coming in with tenacity, pushing through. And this is a brick and mortar, as you all know, a brick and mortar space in Mexico. Like right now, I'm in the process of renewing things. And, once again, I say this all the time, it's kind of hard to get straight answers. So what I tend to do is investigate, ask someone to, tell me their version, call them, get the other version, and then physically go and then kind of like decipher. I've already done it, but it just feels sometimes like it's not clear, like when I should be doing it, when to start. It's like one person's like, oh, you got to do it right away. The next was like, no, you wait until like this time frame. So we'll figure it out. So that's the answer to that question. Is it's not a difficult thing to do. I actually feel that there's a lot less red tape. It's just with the language, sometimes it can be a struggle if you don't understand it. And that's why I always say get help, not just get help with, moving your things and finding a house. Get help with planning, your move. If you decide to do a business, get the professional help you need, seek the help out, talk to people who've already started a business as a foreigner, all the things, okay? It's important that you understand, you don't want to invest in something, put your money into something, and then have like a lot of issues and problems that could maybe put you out for a while, okay? Been there, done that, just saying. Hi, Iona. Hi, Kim. Welcome. How's everyone doing? Checking in from Maryland. Welcome. So, where do we start tonight? Let's talk about the things that are coming. So let me think about what's happening the rest of this year. October meetup is the VIP, as I told you, I think last week. Those spaces are sold out, but we still have general admission tickets available. And there was an email, I believe it went out or is going out this week. If you're on my subscriber list, you can see what and where we recommend that you can stay. There are several people in our community that have homes and have offered to provide space, kind of similar to this idea where you're not by yourself. It's a home away from home. They're beautiful homes. So I would definitely contact those individuals. There's April with the Soul House, the Soul, SOL for Sol is sun in English, Sol in Spanish, SOL. I love that name. So she's one, and then there's Linda Suggs, and also Casa Carter. I'm not 100% sure if she's available during that time frame, but all of the information is in the email, and you can contact them directly if you're still planning to come but looking for a place to stay. And then there's also a list of hotels that you can also reach out, and you can find this information at Casa Elm. I'm going to say Casa Elm, if I could spell, .com. And I'm just going to put here, go to the events page, okay? That's where you are going to find the details for the event, the cost of the general admission ticket, what it includes, all the things, okay? So I'm excited to host. This is my first time doing a SMA meetup, right? The SMA meetup concept. I've had lots of people ask me about it, and here it is. So come on through if you need info about what airport to go to. I believe my VA will be adding, what is it? The link to, just slipped my mind. Okay, we'll go back to it. But anyway, you can go there, you can find everything that you need to just kind of book your ticket. And the link to the video that I did, I believe it's a recorded video that we had for more information, like how to pack and things like that, okay? So please go to casaelm.com and you can find that on the events page. A little distracted because my guests just came back and they're standing outside trying to figure out how to get in. I think they probably had a good old time. I hear them laughing. Okay. Next thing is I wanted to share with you the Move to Mexico conference that's happening November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. All of the ladies that are working, people, I should say, it's not just ladies that are working on the panel. They are working super hard to bring all this information. We have amazing speakers who will be talking to you about all various aspects of moving to Mexico. This is going to include shipping information, immigration, medical, cost of living around Mexico, not just in one place in Mexico. So the cost of living in San Miguel is going to be a little bit different than the cost of living in Cancun. The cost of living in other parts of Mexico, it's going to be a little bit different. So we have, I think, 3 or 4 individuals that will bring you their cost of living from where they are, and they will kind of go through all the different things to help you decide what places might be of interest to you. I always share with you that it makes sense for you to join Facebook groups in those cities so that when you have questions, you can maybe already go in those groups and ask those questions or do a search first, because a lot of times someone may have already asked that question. Go to like the Facebook expat pages and just join. There's going to be pages for places for rent, pages for expat groups, there are pages for Black expat groups, the whole nine. So that's a great place to start doing your research, okay? So just sharing that with you. And let's see, ¿qué más? With the Move to Mexico, as I said, all of the details are there. It's 3 days chock full of information. In my opinion, okay, there are so many people, I'm going to say this nicely, that reach out and ask so many questions. So think about like your 1, 2, or 3 questions in an email times 50 people, okay? That's a lot. So the questions that they're asking are not necessarily simple answers all the time. A lot of times they require an in-depth answer to your situation, right? Whatever that might be. So think about, how can I get the most if I really am serious about this, or I'm considering it strongly and I really need these details, right? During the conference, you're going to get so much information about all aspects of moving to Mexico, right? What are the most important things? People want to know about medical insurance. People want to know about immigration. How can I do it legally? They want to know how much that costs. People want to know what's the cost of living, right? I'm going to talk about some of these things tonight, but this is going to be covered for the entire weekend. And if you buy the 3 days of live, it's like, I think $149, right? You know, my consultations are more than that, right? Yes, it's one-on-one. I'm not trying to take away from what I do, but this is a great place for you to start in the comfort of wherever you choose to watch it and be a part. If you want all access pass, you can go to the link that I'm about to drop and you can find all the details there as well. So in my opinion, I feel that if you're going to make a move, you really should invest in yourself and you should invest in your move. And this is not something that is just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to get up and go, as if you were moving across town, right, to another place or another house. This is you moving internationally, and you really want to be equipped with the right things and the right information, and most importantly, the right resources that are recommended resources, right? Trust me, you can spend all the time you want researching, digging, and looking for things. You'll find it, right? But if you're just kind of like at a loss or you're not sure, I just feel like this is a great investment to make in yourself and your move and your path, right? If you want that new chapter, this is a great way. I spoke to Rashida and Stephanie last weekend. They're also doing an amazing summit. This is their 5th year, so happy 5th to them again. And this equips Black women specifically with how to fast track that, how to move a little fast forward with the steps and the things. I feel that Move to Mexico conference is a great complementary to helping you get to Mexico, right? Specifically, we're not covering, more of a global set, but we are specific to Mexico itself and how we can help you with the details and all the things that are really pertinent right now, because everyone that will be speaking, they are up to speed on what's pertinent and information that's necessary right now. For example, with immigration, what do you need to do to qualify right now? What is that amount? What does that look like? What are your alternatives to that amount? Are there alternatives? How much does that cost? Things like this. It's not going to be, kind of, oh, what my experience was. It's really going to be, this is what it is. For example, our immigration person is an actual immigration attorney, and he has been an attorney for close to 15 years, and he really is going to come in with a lot of information. So check it out. And I think that that's a great place to start. Or, if you can't do that for any reason, I think it might make sense for you to kind of like just, find the resources that fit you best. Okay. But I do think that this is a great way to get started. ¿Qué más? I want to talk a little tiny bit about, Tracy and I were doing Black Blossom, for some of you who may know, and it's a rest and wellness retreat that's happening next year in March of 2025, and you can find the details at this link. So if that sounds of interest to you as well, please go and check it out, and I hope that this link works. Okay, it's doing its own thing. Let me see. Give me a second. Yeah, one second. And then we're going to get into our topic next, okay? I was trying to get out here and have everything all ready, but yeah, hold on a sec. Okay, I think this will work, I believe. Okay, tell me if, yeah, I think that worked. Okay, so let's get started on tonight's topic. So I have my notes. I'll probably ramble a little bit, but I do have my notes. On the table so you are comfortable. Okay. Let's see. So I first want to talk a little bit about why, to me, bringing your children to Mexico is a great idea. I also want to speak a little bit about, for me as a single mom, why I love the support I get. Because as a single parent, okay, not even just as a single parent, as a family, as a mom, a husband, whatever the dynamics are of your household with children, having support makes sense, okay? I have friends who have like 2 and 3 nannies because they have children, a lot of kids. So I think it's important for people to know and to realize that, hey, you know what? This is going to be something that adds quality to my life. And I just feel that moving to another place in the world should be better quality-wise and across the board than where you are, or if it's not, what's the point of moving, right? Stay where you are if it doesn't make sense to move to another place. If it's not enhancing your life, then I think it makes sense for you to, I think it makes sense. Okay, Christina, I just saw your message. It does have a price on it. I think you have to scroll down. So if you go to the link above where it says Move to Mexico Conference, scroll down on the page and you should see the price there. All right. If you went to my website, Casa Elm, and events, then you just need to hit register here and it'll bring you to the Hey Summit platform. It's a little bit of a journey, but for those people who are used to going to my website, I wanted to add it to the events page and then it should then link you, okay? I hope you find it. Hi, Michelle, welcome, Miss Ingenuity. She is my official sponsor for tea here at Casa Elm. We love your teas. I will tell you this week I made lavender iced tea and lavender chamomile to be specific, and it was delicious, of course. And I also made I believe spice pear yesterday. So good. I love her stuff, so check her out. Ingenuity and Spice Company, and she ships in the United States, right? Welcome, Anita. Hi, Courtney, welcome. I hope I'm not missing. Oh, Sacred Streams, hi, welcome. Let us know where you're checking in from. Yeah, and welcome to Christina G. Let me know if you find it, okay? Thank you. All right, so as a single parent, as a parent, as a family, as anything, it really and truly is affordable to get help. You know, I'm not telling you to get multiple nannies and the things. I just think that it makes sense for you to consider that as something that you can do, which allows you to, you know, find someone clearly you trust to watch your child, right? There are lots of recommendations within our community. There are steps that you can take to ensure that it's a good relationship. I would definitely go with people you know who are referring someone that they've used or that they know. So it would make some sense to do that versus just, you know, going on, I wouldn't do Facebook. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Like in San Miguel, for example, there's a Facebook page called San Miguel Mamas, and they have a lot of really good recommendations there as well. So those are the types of places I would start and ask questions and, you know, just kind of see how it feels. But I want to say that it has given me the opportunity to do more of the things that I want to do, you know, and enjoy my life rather than running myself kind of ragged with all the running around. And I'll give you the perfect example. My son started school a couple of weeks ago, and I have him in a lot of activities, and I have someone who drives him to those activities, and it's quite affordable. I would say I'm paying, let me see what the exchange rate is right now. You know, I'm not going to make it sound like it's dirt cheap. However, I'll just give you everything in black and white. So I'm paying approximately $6 per way. Now, for my time and the amount of work that I have to do, I'll happily pay that for my kid to get to school. One of my guests asked me if there were school buses. Some of the schools provide private transportation and you have to pay for that. Again, worth it. His school does not provide that. And he lives out here in Los Frailes, which is a little bit outside of Central. Like, we're not smack dab in Central, we're not far from Central, but it's not close enough for him to walk on his own or get to on his own per se. So I have a driver, and it gives me so much peace of mind to be able to get him ready off to school, get his lunch and all the things, and then get to work and sit down and handle my stuff rather than, okay, I got to drive him over there and then I got to turn around and come back, and then in 6 hours or 6.5 hours, I got to go drive back again and go get him and turn around and come back. So I have the same person who is dedicated to taking him to his after school activities, picking him up, bringing him to his tutor, bringing him to Taekwondo, bringing him to robotics. And it's affordable, right? It's well worth the investment that I'm putting in every week. And I'm not trivializing it. I'm not trying to make it sound like everybody can manage or pay for this in terms of maybe the locals and stuff. I'm definitely not doing that. But it definitely has made my day more balanced, okay? These are the types of things that are, to me, when you think about where is my investment going and where is it that I want to spend my time or my days, right? I run a business, I have guests, I have a lot of things that are happening on a regular basis, and you see the different things that as a whole we're involved in. So for me, all hours of the day mean something, including trying to get a good night's sleep, right? So these are the types of things, in my opinion, that I didn't have the same type of access. And I had a business in Florida, so I know what that feels like in terms of, running around, running him to daycare, going back at a certain time, before they close, or bring him to school in the morning, picking him up at a certain time, running over here, running over there, handling my business, and staying up till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning because I had to, put invoices out or get quotes out to my clients, you name it, right? So for me, that's a huge benefit as a parent, as a single parent. In addition to that, just the cultural benefits, right? My son is fluent in both languages, clearly in English, and very fluent in Spanish and learning other things. He is currently taking activities, one of which he's not crazy about Taekwondo, but I think it's good for him. It's just so affordable. It is super affordable. I signed him up a few weeks ago. I said we were going to start the new school year. Here are the things we're going to be, doing. He will be doing. And Taekwondo is one of them, right? And the monthly cost for that, I think, is around $45. And he's going 2, 4, 6, 8, pretty much 2, 4, 6, 8 hours a month. So twice a week. And you can choose between Monday to Thursday, which classes work best for your kid's age group. The uniform was about the same price. And they have it's a school, and they do competitions as well. So to me, this is so worth it because he, in my opinion, needs a little more structure, a little more discipline in, just kind of his approach, and definitely more physical activities. The school, in my opinion, doesn't have PE like they used to back in the day when I was in school. So this kind of allows that balance. In addition to that, he does other activities he enjoys. Robotics is another one. That's also 8 hours a month, and the cost is a little more. I would say that's probably closer to 150-ish maybe now a month. Again, 2 hours a week, 2 days a week, right after school, someone picks him up and brings him there. So these are all the things that I'm saying to you because I felt that there was some limitations. There are still limitations, but I felt that there were more limitations in the United States because the cost of things were so much higher. And in addition to that was the getting around and not really having like the support. And so there's that. So I really feel that one of the top things I wanted to talk about, before I do, I want to say welcome to Ramon and Anita. Let's see. No, this is after price and sends out email indicating I was registered back and paid. We just wanted to let you know. Okay, Christina, if you could send me, I'm gonna drop, let's see. I'm going to put the email here. Okay, we can get that straightened out for you. Hello at Move to Mexico Conference. .com. Sorry, I'm squinting, guys. I don't have my glasses. All right, I just want to make sure I spelled it right. Okay. If you send an email there, if you could just drop in the email what the challenge was, and then we'll directly get you situated, okay? Because we want you to come through. Okay. Yeah, we'll get you situated. Okay, so one of the top reasons I wanted to say that I wanted to say to you, okay, looked like we were disconnected for a moment, that I feel is really why it's a good time to move now, is Mexico, even though the dollar and the money kind of fluctuates around and all the things that are going on, we actually are a little stronger with the dollar to Mexican peso than what we were a few months ago. I would say for almost a year, actually. It went down to it was lingering between 15, one US dollar was about 15 to maybe on the high end, 17 pesos per $1. It's going back up, it's crept back up, doesn't mean it's gonna stay there, but in the end, the cost of living in Mexico is still a lot lower than many places and probably where you're coming from as well. So even though people kind of like, I'm like, first of all, your cost of living overall, the big picture, yeah, you may not be getting as much as you did or we used to, but your cost overall still less. It's still a lot less, San Miguel is definitely going to be a little bit on the higher end of things, but there are lots of options, and there's always, to me, a place for you, right? For your style, for what you're looking for. It does not have to be what you envision and exactly this. I think the best way to go about it is come and see, what can I get? What are the neighborhoods that I like? What things appeal to me? What speaks to my energy, my spirit? What speaks to my eyes, right? My taste. And also, consider what your whys are. We're going to cover all of those things in the Move to Mexico conference, but I think that those are really important things for you to think about. And moving to Mexico is still a lot less expensive than where you may be moving from. If you're moving from the United States, you're moving from Canada or somewhere like this, or even parts of Europe, it's less expensive, okay? Your food is less expensive, it's fresher, okay? I hear this all the time. All of my guests rave about the freshness of the food, less preservatives, the fruit, vegetables that we have access to. Can I just tell you that God spared nothing on the land in Mexico, because it produces like you would not believe, right? It's a feast for your eyeballs when you go to the grocery store, you go to the markets, you go to the little tiendas, just the things they have year round, right? It's seasonal, some of it's seasonal, some things you get all the time, like bananas, apples, and things, oranges and things like that. But then there's so many other fruits and vegetables that come seasonal. And one friend of mine, when I first moved here, she said, when it's like really large, that means that's in season. So when I see smaller potatoes, I know that it's not as in season. They're still available, but it doesn't feel like it was forced to grow, right? So this is why I really love living here, because those things don't cost me an arm and a leg, and they're fresh, they taste good. And so these are the reasons why the cost of living to me is less. Your utilities are less, your cell phone is way less, your internet is way, way, way less, okay? I have 2 modems in my house because of the walls and just, separation of where I am and the guest house space. And I think I pay around $50-ish a month, if even that. So this is for a good speed. I think I have one is like a higher speed for the guest house side, and then a lower speed for my area. And this is what it costs me monthly. My cell phone is not a lot. So all of the things across the board, when you add them together, the cost of living is going to be way less. And to me, that adds to quality of life for you to be able to afford to do other things, like have someone come and cook for you if you want, right? If you don't want to cook, you can pour into the community by hiring locals to help you do things, whether it's domestic help in your home, cleaning, right? I've also spoken to a lot of people who just aren't quite like comfortable yet. Don't get there, because I got there quick. They're not quite comfortable yet with relinquishing the duty of cleaning their house and or giving it to someone else to help them with, and I don't say that in any demeaning way. I say it because there are so many amazing women here that have amazing skill sets, right? And they will show, if you give them time and space, they will show you what they know how to do and what they're good at. They might be great at cleaning your house, but they've got some talents. And if you ask them, hey, what do you like to do? I have a lady that helps my main person clean. She likes to cook. So she brought me samples. I've used her for some events. I will continue to do so. She came this week and last week, and she made, some meals so that we have food and I can work again. I can sit down and work and spend time doing other things rather than just cooking and working and cleaning and all the things. So, and it's affordable, and you're also putting money in someone's pocket that probably really needs consistency and assistance. So, to me, this is where it makes so much sense, right? If you want to travel, if you like traveling, maybe lowering your cost of living allows you to see more things, go more places, stretch your money, your fixed income, whatever it is, so that it makes sense for you, okay? I think that that's what you should keep in mind when you're thinking about cost of living across the board, not just the rent, not just how much is my house going to cost me. That's important. But what else can that entail? How can I add quality with my money to my life, right? And my time, how I can reclaim my time. So, hi, Tanya, welcome. Just want to say welcome. Let's see, that's a comment from Ramon, so much better amongst so many things to say. Absolutely, welcome, TJ, and also Ramon. Yes, I definitely feel safer in general in Mexico. You still have to be cautious. You still have to know where you're going. You still need to lock, your doors and things like that, depending on where you are, where you're living. You always have to you always should lock your doors. That's my opinion. But I've lived in developments here where during the day I did not lock my door. If I forgot my car door unlocked, I didn't worry about it because it was in, walls and they had security and cameras and all the things, right? But last night, myself and the three ladies that are staying with me, we went walking in the evening, and it was, we left at 7, it got darker, and we were all together. We took some areas that weren't as lit, of course it was the four of us. And in the morning, this morning, I got up and I walked again, and I was literally thinking, man, it's so quiet here. I'm in kind of like, a space where there's not a ton of people, maybe some workers that are starting early construction on a site or something like that. And I always speak to them. I always say buenos dias because I don't want to act scared, and I don't want to be like, and that's just the culture here, right? And I think that it disarms someone, right? When you say hello and you give a smile or whatever. I'm not friendly. I'm not like, hey, how you doing? None of that. I'm just like, buenos dias, very assertive with it. And I keep walking with my crazy dog, okay? I do have 2 crazy dogs. But I just take one out with me in the morning, and I just, she needs to get that energy out. So I enjoy that a lot, and I just feel very good about living here in general. I'm not afraid to go out and do like the group events in Central and things like that. So for me, I am very confident in general going out to places. Now, if I'm going to somewhere outside of San Miguel, I definitely try to do my homework and my research and ask questions about the route. If there's any issues or things like this, I definitely will try to figure that out before I leave and hit the road. Let's see, welcome Burning Sky. It's really not about Manila, Philippines. Yes, I agree with hiring the locals. So what I want to say really quick too about that, I'm glad you said that. The lady that works with me full-time, because she's my full-time person, the other day I said to her that I was like, oh, I really don't like my area at the entrance down in my area where I am. So my casita, I just call it my casita. And I was telling her I didn't love the layout of everything, but when I moved last year, I didn't have a whole lot of time to really think about that. And I'm just kind of doing a lot all the time, and I'm sort of moving around. And so, she was looking around and she kind of was like, oh, what about this? And I said, yeah, what about that? And I left it alone. I was just kind of like, okay, un otro día, another day we'll do this. I came home today from running around with my guests, taking care of some other things, bringing them to their presentation for insurance. She had rearranged all of downstairs and it looked good. She was just like, and what do you think about this? And she just does stuff. And then it's like, I always admire the fact that we all have natural talents and abilities, right? Hers is very similar to mine. I love things aesthetically pleasing. I like to decorate spaces. I like to put objects and things in those spaces and have balance and whatever. She has a great eye for this. And you would not know that if you didn't get to know her. So I just find it so special. She's great at plants and how they grow. I call her my ranch girl. The things she's like explaining how, when the seeds are ready and all the things. She has added so much beauty to my space and my life. And I get a little choked up and a little bit goosebumps because she's this beautiful person. And I am so grateful that this allows her as well to be, creative. I'm not like, oh, you got to do it exactly. She just really feels comfortable to take things on. She fixes things. She loves to paint. If I say something needs to be done, come back, it's done. She just is like, so just appreciating the talents that are around you, I think is key. Ask questions, see what they like to do, right? If they enjoy doing something you need, there you go, right? Why spend money going out, let's say 3 or 4 days a week if you don't cook, as an example. I mean, if you want to, you can, but I'm saying if you would prefer sometimes to eat at home and there's someone in your life that's a local person and you're like, hey, do you like to cook? And then maybe they'll bring you some little samples, and if you love it, hire them to make some meals for you. You know, there's one of my clients, she hired someone to go shopping for her because she's like, I get overwhelmed in the store because I don't understand everything. And she's like, I just don't want to do that. To go shopping for her, to get her things. Of course, she's getting paid. And she tells her, you know, you make your meals. She may have a menu. This is someone who's a chef. And you get your stuff. And it's very affordable. To me, it's less expensive than eating out on a regular basis if you're not someone, if you're someone who doesn't like to cook. Okay, so there's an example. Anita had a question about, speaking of dogs, I have a poodle just getting older. How do you find a veterinarian? Oh, very easily. Again, Facebook. There are tons of vets around here in San Miguel, and there, I'm sure, are plenty in Mexico. Also very affordable. I had both of my dogs sterilized. I had Maya sterilized about 2 Fridays ago, and it cost me $30. Okay, and it was, you know, you brought her in, they gave her the shot to put her to sleep. I waited until when she fell asleep, and they brought her in, and they were like, you know, she'll be ready at this time. I went back to get her, they handed her off, paid them, and that was that, and she's fine. Same for Toast. So it's not super expensive. You can get good care. When I had my older dog, I had to go in for emergency things, and I would say it was always, the cost was, you know, walking in maybe around $50 or something like that. So very affordable, and a lot of very trained veterinarians that have been in business for a long time. Okay, so what else is a reason why you should move? Immigration, okay? Yesterday I had our immigration specialist come in and speak to my 3 ladies that are here for a relocation tour. And the cost to qualify is going up every single year. And right now, each consulate in the US is going to be a little bit different, but for the most part, I believe it's somewhere between $3,500 to $4,500 US dollars to qualify per month per person. So when I started the process in 2018, it was around $1,500. Okay, so this was over 6 years ago, and it was around $1,500. I remember it was like $1,495 per person per month. Okay, so yeah, you know, it's going up. So to me, that's another reason why, if you do plan to move to Mexico, you can start this process before you actually move. Okay, I would contact the consulate to see what do they require. One that's close to you, or one that will allow you to come from out of state if there's not one that works for you. I would find that out. If you really said, you know what, I think I want to retire in Mexico in a year or 2 or 3, I would go ahead and get my residency, because this is just going to keep going up, right? You can qualify with investments as well. It doesn't just have to be a monthly income or salary, okay? I don't know off the top what that amount is right now, but there are some videos that I've done before on my channel. I believe I did one earlier this year with Anna Siller, and there were some numbers that were shared. But just know we are going into October next week. So you have October, November, December, and every year it goes up. So it's going to go up again in January. There are various ways to get your residency and various programs. Well, I'm going to say various. There's the regularization program that allows people who have a stamp in their passport prior to, I think 2023, If you've been in the country prior to 2023, don't quote me on this, but something like this, and you can prove it and you come back and your tourist visa expires, you can sign up for the regularization program, which a lot of people are using that to get their 4-year temporary. If you qualify, you get your 4-year temporary residency right away. It does cost a little more, but again, it's probably worth it because now you don't have to go to the consulate and show all these things. Don't think this program is going to go on forever, but it is still going on right now, okay? So these are all the things, right? So there's that, and it's also something that is important in the process of moving to Mexico legally. So you can learn more and more about that as well during the Move to Mexico conference. And if there's any questions, you can scroll up to the top and see the link. In addition to that, in the description box will be all the details for the things that I mentioned earlier in terms of events. I'm not going to talk about remote work opportunities, but that is also a good reason. For example, my best friend told me that her job was giving her, I believe, like a month in this past summer to work anywhere in the world. Like you can work remote. It sounded to me like they were testing it out, right? Let's see how this could work for us. Maybe it'll save the company a lot of money to not have a space that they have to house people in. A lot of my guests, this is what they're doing. You know, their companies are allowing them to work wherever they want, and they're opting to move out of the United States and take advantage of making a US salary and living somewhere that costs less than where they are. So for anyone who may have a remote job and the permissions to work remotely, I say that this is also a great reason to move if it's something you want to do. If you really want to be international, you really want to explore other parts of the world, even if it's not Mexico, we're talking about Mexico, I think it's a great opportunity as well to explore that. And there are a lot of people talking about remote work online, links and things you can do, being a freelancer and all the things. In my case, I have a brick and mortar, so I'm not going to talk about working online because I don't work online. I work here physically all day, even when I'm sleeping. Another reason why I think now is a good time to move is I really view living in life in the United States as not safe. Okay, that might not be a popular opinion for people who are still there, so don't get pissed or mad, but that's how I see it. I see so many things that are happening on a regular basis. Again, I'm not saying nothing happens here, because it does, but I feel that like the roles are somewhat reversed, and I see how much we have been conditioned in while I was living in the US to really view living abroad or being in Mexico as a scary place to be, right? One of my guests said to me today, you know, wow, there's like so much wealth in Mexico. Where does it come from? Or where did it come from? And I said, I thought about it briefly, but I remember as myself even visiting Mexico for so many times, so many years, just you know, thinking like, why didn't I think that this existed here, right? Why didn't I think that this was a place for wealth as well, right? I mean, there's old money here. There are wealthy people living everywhere in Mexico. And someone was saying to my group today, telling them in the presentation that we are convinced, or we think that the cost of living is being driven up by the foreigners. It actually isn't. Like the foreigners here are such a small percentage. We're still a good amount, right? So the foreigners in San Miguel, I'm going to guesstimate, I will say about 15,000 people, more or less, out of 180 to 190 maybe overall, right? All of San Miguel, the rural parts of of San Miguel outside, the suburbs and all the things. And there are some amazing places here, homes, the whole nine. And a lot of them are owned by nationals, by Mexicans. And so this presentation was about medical, but the person was sharing, like, they are the ones that are kind of buying up the properties and charging, more for rent, because they can get it because they're already paid for. So for them, it's like, okay, if I don't get what I want, I'm not going to rent it. And so it's just one of those things where I think we think one thing, but it's actually something that's a little bit different in terms of our perception. So I think it's kind of one of those things where you learn as you go, you'll kind of like start to see. So in terms of the violence, for me, living here, I see it differently because I'm here now, and I think, like, why did I think that? Like, why did I think Mexico wasn't a rich country? Why did I think it wasn't as developed in the city? Why did I think that it would be difficult for me to get goods and services? And I remember my first experience so long ago when I went to my first time in Mexico City back in, I don't even remember, I want to say maybe it was 2008 or 9 or somewhere around there. And I went to Mexico City and I was so excited. I went into a mall and I said, oh my God, they have Zara. I love this store. And I don't know why I thought the price was going to be different, standard across the world pretty much. But I went in, I thought, I was like, oh, I love these shoes. I bought the shoes, get in the line. And there were so many people in the line, all Mexicans. They were gorgeous. They were dressed up. Not that I didn't expect that. It was just for me, kind of, changing my viewpoint immediately, which was that Mexico doesn't have the same things, and they do, and more. And so the point is that, the way we view violence, the way we view things sometimes is based on just the media, movies, reality TV shows that, try to get commercials and people to buy into them. And it's not accurate. And I feel the same in regard to how the country is portrayed with the whole cartels and the violence and the things. And it's not that way. It doesn't mean that there aren't problems. It doesn't mean that those things don't exist. It just means that it's portrayed inaccurately. So for me, when I see the United States and how I used to view it as this, mecca of safety and this mecca of, their superpower and all the things. But it's there's a lot of craziness going on, people killing kids and all the things. And so it's just one of those deals, in my opinion, where I'm like, you know what, this is not cool because, it's not that way. And so when people bring things up for me, I'm just like, okay, this is not that way. So what else do I want to say about that? Hold on a second. Yeah, the weather. I want to say about the weather. I feel like the weather here allows you to pick a place that works for you, okay? There are places in Mexico that can work for you really well. For example, if you like the beach, go live at the beach. If you really love living in the mountains, here we are. We are in the mountains. If you want to be in the city, there are lots of cities in Mexico. I say explore them and check them out. Okay, you have to hold on a second because I think my kid got locked out. Micah. Locked out. Okay, sorry. Here. Oh my God. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry about that. I'm back. So anyway, there are lots of options for cities and things that you can choose from, right? So there are places that have beautiful views, like Lake Chapala, Ajijic. That lake over there, I think, is one of the largest in Mexico. There's a pretty significant expat community there as well. There's also What else is popular? Merida. There are a lot of people that are in Merida. We actually have Barbara Blanco. We interviewed her last week on the Move to Mexico channel, but she is a relocation specialist that is in Merida, and she really can help you get yourself all together and situated. And so what else is there? Mexico City. There's also Oaxaca. We're going to have Suki on. She's going to talk to you about the cost of living in Oaxaca. Oaxaca, to me, is an amazing artsy city. It's kind of a little bit similar, from what I remember, to Mexico, to San Miguel, but it just feels more traditional. Like, they're like just more to me in their traditions. You know, like the way the indigenous people still are like a part of the city and the community. She's a great contact. If you have not joined her page, I think it's called Oaxaca Families or something like that. You can find their group on Facebook. That's an amazing group to be a part of, to get information about that area. I've had guests who stayed with me here at Casa Elm, and they also went to Oaxaca and they liked it there better. And so, you know, I just say go and check out different places and see what fits you. You know, they felt that they fit in a little bit more, their lifestyle. The cost of living is a little less than San Miguel as well. So there are just so many options. There's Guadalajara. I visited Guadalajara. I wasn't crazy about it, but that's not a reason not to check it out. And I'll tell you why, because my experience was 3 days. So I don't think that that's a fair assessment. It's definitely a city. I didn't find it as colorful as San Miguel. So I'm always comparing places in Mexico to San Miguel. I'm always like, oh, what would it be like to live here? How is it looking to me visually? What are the differences, and what do I like about it or not like about it? So for example, and I'll get back to Guadalajara in a second, but when I went to Chihuahua City, which is way in northern Mexico, very far from here, but I went there and I felt like this just looks like the United States, and it does. It looked like Arizona to me. It was beautiful. Had all the things, right? IHOP and all the shops and stores and all the things. Smooth roads. It just didn't feel like anything different than what I would see in the United States. And that matters to me. That may not matter to someone else, because maybe they just want a lower cost of living. Maybe they just want to be somewhere else, you know, where it does feel very similar. To me, that's a great option. It's a big city. There are cool like places around it. It looks a lot like Phoenix, period, like nothing else. I can't tell you about the weather because I wasn't there long enough, but it was chilly. It wasn't hot like Phoenix at that time, but that was in December. So with Guadalajara, when I went there, it wasn't as colorful and Spanish colonial to me as San Miguel. So San Miguel is going to forever be my base for where I would probably say, oh, my heart, you know, I could see myself being here, even if it's just a few months out of the year. One of the things I would love is to be able to maybe spend some of the months in the cooler months here, somewhere warmer, right? Right now, I can tell you one of my favorite beach cities is Mazatlan. I really enjoyed Mazatlan because it looks a lot like San Miguel to me. There are the colonial areas, you know, it's up and coming. It's still there. It still has a lot of the things. It still feels like a city, but they have a lot of beach. You know, it definitely is kind of like it caters to foreigners and the locals as well. So for me, that is a place that would be of interest in terms of like an option for myself and how I see my lifestyle. Now, I'm saying all of this because there are choices, right? I've been to Cancun, I've been to Tulum, I've been to Oaxaca, the beach side, the city. I've been to Mexico City. I've been to so many places. I've been to Zihuatanejo, which I also probably would be my runner-up as a beach city goes. I've been to Puerto Vallarta. I like it to visit, but not to live. I haven't been to Merida yet, and I know that I wouldn't want to live there because it's too hot. But I've heard it's beautiful. I think it's similar as well. So the point is that there are lots of options and really diverse weather that can match you. So if you're adventurous and you're not sure where to settle, I say take a tour, move around a little bit, get connected if you have the luxury of that time. If you just say, you know what, my heart beats really fast when I see pictures of this place or I've been there and I love it, I want to move there. Go for it, okay? It's mountainous here in San Miguel, so we get a lot of the different types of weather, but we don't get snow and sleet in hardcore winter, but it can be cooler in the winter months, okay? I want to say welcome again. Let's see, hi Dahlia, welcome from Miami. We'll see you soon. Hi Erica. Yes. I'm looking forward to all of you. Welcome to the Luxury Bucket List. Hi. And Dina, hey, what's up, amiga? I see a lot of my people from Casa Elm. I appreciate you all. What's another thing? Why is it the perfect time to move to Mexico? I said the family. I want to say this, the culture in Mexico for me is super rich. There's always something going on. Can I just say, I thought that the people from Cuba, when I lived in Miami, I thought that they were like the kings and queens of festivals and festivities. Honestly, Mexico and living here, there is always something happening in a good way. There's always a parade honoring a saint, a virgin, kids. There are just so many things happening, so many things going on in a great way, right? This weekend, you go online, they're celebrating something for 3 days. I don't remember the story, but it's pretty important and significant. Someone wrote a post about it. I believe I shared it on Black SMA group. And it's just interesting. There's like tonight, there's someone in our community who's DJing. Like I said, Rashida and Stephanie are in town. I'm not sure where people are going. I'm going to join them tomorrow. Trying to make a reservation for that. So if you're here, look out on Facebook for details. Go to Exodus Summit group to get the details. There's always a celebration next month in October. Let's see, what are we celebrating? I don't know what we're celebrating, but Dia de los Muertos is coming. Christmas and New Year's is huge. They have not just that for everyone, but they also do, I think it's at 3-something King's Day in January, which is really focused on the children. And they have Kids Day and they make a big deal about it. There's Day of the Locos. There are just so many things. Of course, Semana Santa, just always something happening. Okay, so for me, there's a lot of culture, there's traditions, there's music, there's art. There's someone always willing to share their history, their family history, talk about Mexico, and just kind of the things, I feel that if you embrace the experience, it really can enhance your life. And, these are, to me, the reasons why it makes sense to consider Mexico as an option to live if you are not already here, because I see some people who already lived here and some people who are planning to come on their way and or talking about it, and or maybe you're just looking. So I just feel that there are lots of reasons. Personally, let's see what happens in the United States in November. That might be another great reason to leave. I don't know. I don't follow it heavily. I will say that we are able to vote from abroad, so I will be exercising that as well. You know, we have groups here that will help facilitate your vote from abroad. And also, you know, there is really a global push, I think, for people to have more work-life balance and flexibility in this regard. So, for example, instead of, you know, always work, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, whatever it is, that companies are offering people to work so that they can get more out of their life, and just there's a little more balance. And that's what I love. And I think a lot of people embrace that when they move here, is I get to do more social things. I get to enjoy more of my life versus working, running home, driving yourself, you know, draining yourself. And especially if you have more than one in your home, right? It's not just you, and you have all these responsibilities at your job, and then you have all the responsibilities as well as a parent or someone who's a caretaker. You know, there are people that I know coming with like their, you know, elderly parents, and their parents are down, and they already are just seeking, like, how do I set myself up to get help and care? And it's just so much more affordable, you know. So again, back to the cost of living and why your quality of life can be better. And to me, why not? You know, the sooner the better. That's my opinion. So let's see. I think I covered all my things on my notes. Family. I want to say one more thing in regard to the parenting part. And just, you know, if I think about my parents, for example, my parents left Jamaica in the 60s. They went to Canada because they were allowed to do so. My aunt, who is the matriarch of my mom's side, so my mom's sister, she is now still alive. Both of my mom's elder sisters are alive and doing well. One's 97, and the other one, I believe, is 95. And basically, they moved and migrated to Canada in the 60s-ish, I think the mid-60s or so. And I'm able to say, you know, I'm a child of immigrants, right? They went there, they moved to the United States, to Connecticut in the early 70s, where I grew up. And I moved around, and now I'm here. So there are a lot of benefits to taking advantage of those things, right? Although as a grown-up, I do feel that I missed out on my culture. And so in awareness of that, I am very conscious to try to infuse my son's life and world with the part of his culture that he needs to know, right? Not just his Blackness, but his Caribbean Blackness. The music, being around that part of the family, seeing it, you know. I'm planning to take a trip with him so he can also learn about Jamaica. It's something I want to do. I've done a lot of trips to Jamaica, cultural trips to Jamaica, but it's been a while, and I really want to do it again. So in saying that is, although this is me crafting what I want his life to look like in the future, I wanted him to learn another language. I wanted him to grow up in a place that felt simpler and not full of consumerism and pushing all the things as much. That resembled a little bit somewhat of my childhood in terms of safety and freedom to kind of move around without all the excessive constraints at certain ages and things like that. But I also just felt like, you know what, I want him to be worldly. I want him to have options in the future on where he can be and where he can live. So for me, those options are he can be a resident here. right? We're going to take advantage of him now being a citizen in Canada. He is. He's an official citizen of Canada. He has a citizenship because that's where I was born, thankfully to my parents, right? That they did that, and that's where I was born. So I have that, and I'm also a citizen of the United States, and that's where he was born. So that's that. His dad's a citizen of St. Martin, so he's also a citizen of the Netherlands, and he has an EU passport. So all of these things make his future so much more expansive, right? So he doesn't have to stay in the US, he doesn't have to work in the United States. So think about it. These are for the families and the kids and people with children and single moms and parents and all that, couples, whatever, whoever you are. If you have children, like, these are the things to me that will expand their lives or their experiences and their potential in the future. So just saying, okay, it's not a brag, it's a process, and this is how, in my opinion, we start changing the trajectory of where our kids are going to go and the things that maybe they will be gravitating towards, and how they can be real, true global citizens and come up and out of, the mental bondage. And that's how I feel. So that's it. That's what I have for you all. If you don't have any questions, if you do, please feel free to drop it in there. And if not, I will see you next week for Wind Down Wednesday. Yes, I am excited to continue talking about why Mexico is a great option. I really hope that you can go to my website and just continue checking out my channel and all the things. Make sure you like this video. I always forget to say that. Like, subscribe. For all those who are here, was here tonight and on the replay, just hit that little like button real quickly. I appreciate all of you so much. And I don't know what's happening with the chat here. Looks like something's getting cut off. It says successfully connected. Okay. Anywho, that's what I have for you tonight. If you have any questions and it's not coming into the chat for any reason, please drop it in the comments. I do check the comments maybe about 2 times a week, because I'm not on there every single day. You can also find me on Facebook at Casa Elm in San Miguel, and also on Instagram at Casa Elm. Where did you live before Mexico? I lived in the US before I moved to Mexico. I lived in Florida. I lived in Connecticut. I traveled. I actually kind of spent part-time in Mexico years ago as well, in Oaxaca along the beach. And before I moved here, I was living in Miami for about 10 years, and it was time to go. I thought I was going to love Miami a little more than I actually did. It was fun, but I didn't love living there. I definitely appreciated the weather. I do like warm weather. I like the humidity. It's good for my skin. But just in general, I didn't love it. Yeah, so it was okay. Hi, Tanya. Haven't seen you for a while. How are you? Are you going to do Dia de los Muertos? Yeah. So, and let's see. I don't think I missed anything. Hi, Dina. Okay. Yes, I will see you on Friday. Another client. So that's what I have for you all. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. I know it's East Coast time, it's 9:18. We are Central Mexico, 7:18 for me. And yes, I'm gonna actually just get myself ready. Hi, Tracy. How are you, amiga? I talked about our Black Blossom. So Tracy is the co-host with myself for Black Blossom. I mentioned that earlier, and we're going to do a health and wellness and rest, relaxation, all the things next March 2025. It's the 25th, I believe, through the 30th. And you can definitely check it out. We have 4 spaces, not 8, 4 spaces still open for you, okay? So if you're a beautiful Black woman, you're a Black woman, someone who's just kind of needing to decompress and wants to go and check out someplace in Mexico on the beach. This is perfect for you. It's going to be amazing. It's a beautiful area. I've been there so many times. The company will be beautiful as well. These are some of the ladies that have passed through Casa Elm as well. So I think it's a great place to check out Mexico. If you haven't been to Mexico, if you haven't been to Oaxaca yet along the beach, but also doing it in a group. And the things that we have planned for you includes yoga in the mornings, beachside. It's going to be lovely. We have fresh food that will be served all day. There's the pool. The place is gorgeous. So all the things. I would definitely drop that again. And I'm also going to drop the Move to Mexico link again so you can have that. Let's see, here we go. There it is. I can't wait to. I've been there so many times and I'm always excited. You know what I want to do? I just want to swing in the hammock. Just want to think about swinging in the hammock, listening to the ocean. So check it out. This is the link. And I'm also going to drop again, as I've been talking about it all night, the Move to Mexico link. Just give me a second, you all. I know it's down in the, hold on a second. Okay. Why don't I have this? Okay, here it is. There it is. Okay. Move to Mexico Conference, November 1st through 3rd. There you have it. All right, beautiful people. Yes, get your tickets for the Move to Mexico Conference, November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. All right, be sure to sign up. Again, it's a great place to get so much information, like from so many people. I think we definitely have around 13 speakers that will talk on those 3 days about all the things, okay? So everyone have a fantastic night. Hi, Win Singerful. Seriously thinking about this night or another artsy town. Listen, San Miguel, that's all I can tell you. I don't know if you felt like you needed to take that back, but San Miguel, that's all I have to say. It's very artsy. Hi, my guests are leaving. Bye, beautiful ladies. All right, yes, do you have dispensary there and is it legal? No, it's not legal, but yeah, there are people who sell the goods. Yes. It might become legal, and I don't know how stringent they are, but as of right now, I don't think it's legal. Yeah, it's not like the US where you can kind of go to certain places and get certain things. So, oh, hold on one second. Hey, ladies. Hi. Hello. Can you unlock the door? Otherwise, I'll be locked in. Sorry. Anyway, I'm going to go because I keep jumping off, trying to kind of stay in tune with what's happening here at the house. I will talk to you all next week. All right. Have a great rest of your night, and we will speak soon. Make sure you check out next week's topics, and I will catch you all on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like. Okay. I just saw that there are a lot of views. I hope you all hit the like button. Ciao. Good night. Hey.